Have you got enough time left? Hi folks, Jeff Hetherington, the Profitability Coach. It's a key question. How much time have you got left to achieve the things you want to achieve in your business and your life? The old saying is, we've got all the time in the world to do. The other saying is, you think you've got time. The truth lies somewhere in between the two. We've got all the time in the world to do some of the things we want to do. We don't have enough time to do all of them. I mean, one of my deepest desires was to be an astronaut. That's never going to happen for me. I don't have time to do that. But there's lots of other things I want to do that I can do. So in order to give yourself this sense of urgency and maybe just sharpen the jab a bit about mortality, this is what you should do. Now, I got this exercise from Travis Bell, the bucket list guy, who's just released a great book, by the way, on bucket listing. Now, I got this from Trav probably 10, 12 years ago, and I'm sure Trav was exposed to it from someone else. What you do is this. You get a piece of paper and you draw a grid up. On the grid, you make the grid 8 squares across the top, 10 squares deep, and then you fill in 1 square for every year that you've been alive. Then count up how many squares are left. Why 80? Because 80 is currently round about the average lifespan of an Australian. I think men are 79.6 and women are 83.4. So 80 is a nice number. You can certainly do 90 if you like. I fully intend to be around till 101. I've decided 101 is a good number. So, I try and work off a grid of 101 squares to see how much time I've got left. The key thing is this gives you a very sharp visual presentation of how much time you've spent and how much time you've got left for the average lifespan. I mean, when you have people like Marvin Hagler, multimillionaire boxer, very fit guy, dropping dead at age 66, we never know when it's going to happen. But the thing is, we need to plan and act like it's never going to happen so we can get things done. So this is called Memento Mori, which is a Latin term. The story goes that Julius Caesar had a slave whose job was to walk behind him when he was getting all the accolades from the crowd and say, "Remember, you too are mortal. Remember, you too are mortal." So Memento Mori means basically, remember you're mortal, remember you'll die. The obverse of it is a thing called amor fati, which means embrace or love your fate. That's not a bad idea either. But for the key thing in this exercise is quite simply that. Draw up your grid of 80 squares, fill in 1 square for each year that you've lived on this earth, look at how many you've got left, and then ask yourself, what are the things I'm going to spend the rest of this unrecoverable currency called time on for the time I've got left on average? And you know what? I hope you live to be 110 or 120 in good health. For me, it's not about necessarily lifespan, but health span. I want to be functionally fit and healthy for as long as I possibly can be. There's a big difference between being 95 years old and being able to go down the shops and look after yourself and being 110 and being on an iron lung somewhere. Don't want that. But for the point of this exercise, draw up your grid, have a look at the time you've got left, and then just do a little bit of soul searching to decide, what do you want to spend the time you've got left? Because as we know, time is the one resource, the one currency, the one asset we have that we squander, we waste, and we can never get back again. I'm Jeff Hetherington, the Profitability Coach. And as always, 3 things. Be well, take care, stay safe. I'll talk to you again soon.